Perhaps you arrived here carrying a tiredness that isn't just of the body, it's a tiredness of the mind. That feeling that, no matter how hard you try, you always repeat the same patterns, the same reactions, the same fears. As if there's a part of you working against you, sabotaging your dreams, undermining your peace, keeping you trapped in a cycle that leads nowhere. And what if you discovered that this part isn't your enemy? What if, in truth, it's merely an extremely loyal servant, programmed decades ago to protect you based on old beliefs that no longer make sense? Dr. Bruce Lipton, cell biologist and pioneer of epigenetics, teaches us something revolutionary. Your brain is like a biological computer. Your conscious mind is the programmer, but the unconscious is the hard drive running invisible programs. And if you don't consciously take control of this computer, it simply repeats the codes of the past, day after day, year after year. Neville Goddard, mystic and teacher of the law of assumption, complements this vision with a profound truth. Your imagination is not fantasy. It's the laboratory where reality is forged. But if you don't feed this laboratory with conscious intention, it repeats the same old movies, projecting onto your life the same scenes of scarcity, of fear, of loneliness. You live dreaming the dream you inherited, not the dream you chose. But there is a key, a simple, quick, scientifically proven key to begin rewriting these codes. And it doesn't require hours of meditation, complex rituals, or unshakable faith. It requires just 3 minutes a day. 3 minutes to activate the dormant superpower of your brain. 3 minutes to remember who you truly are before the world told you who you should be. Have you ever stopped to think why it's so hard to maintain a positive thought for more than a few seconds? Why, even repeating affirmations, the anxiety returns? Why you know you deserve love but feel insecure in relationships? The answer isn't in your lack of effort. It's in the invisible architecture of your mind. The greatest sabotage isn't laziness or lack of faith. It's believing your conscious thoughts are in charge when science has already demonstrated that about 95% of your day is governed by subconscious programs you don't even know exist. Dr. Bruce Lipton explains that in the first 7 years of life, your brain operates in theta waves, a hypnotic state where you absorb everything around you like a sponge. In this phase, you had no critical filters. You simply observed your parents, your teachers, your environment, and recorded that information as absolute truths about how the world works. If you grew up hearing that money is hard, your brain recorded, survival requires sacrifice. If you learned that love hurts, your body registered, intimacy is dangerous. If you were told you're not good enough, every cell of you memorized. Don't try, you'll fail. These programs aren't yours, but they run in the background, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, like software you never asked to install. There's a crucial difference between the primitive brain and the prefrontal brain. The primitive is survival mode. It's always alert, always looking for dangers, always reactive. It was designed to protect you from saber-toothed tigers, but today it reacts the same way to an overdue bill or silence on WhatsApp. The prefrontal brain is creation mode. It's the conscious part that plans, dreams, imagines possibilities. The problem is, under stress, the primitive brain hijacks the system. And since most people live in chronic stress, the primitive brain is behind the wheel almost all the time. This is why positive thinking fails. You can't put a new program into a computer running old programs. If you affirm, "I am abundant," but your subconscious runs the code, "Money is dangerous," the computer errors out, it ignores the command, it repeats what's recorded. As Neville Goddard said, you cannot serve two masters. Either you serve the past, recorded in every cell, or you serve the imagination, which is the only power capable of transcending the past. Your brain is like a gardener who only knows how to plant the seeds in his pocket. If your pocket only has grass seeds, he'll plant grass with the best of intentions. He may want to plant roses, but without the right seeds, no miracle will make roses sprout. The 3 daily minutes are for changing the seeds in your pocket. They are for deliberately placing new instructions into the computer. But for that, you first need to understand that the enemy was never out there. The enemy lived inside you, disguised as protection, and you didn't even know it. Perhaps you think 3 minutes is too little. That profound changes require enormous sacrifices, hours of silence, spiritual retreats. But nature doesn't work that way. Nature works in micro movements. A seed takes seconds to break through its shell, but that breaking defines its entire existence. A butterfly takes moments to emerge from its cocoon, but it's in those moments that its wings gain strength to fly. The invisible error of those seeking spiritual evolution is thinking they need great deeds, ignoring the golden opportunity that exists in small strategic pauses. Dr. Joe Dispenza, neuroscientist and teacher of mind-body reconnection, teaches that transformation doesn't happen when you're fighting, but when you're in conscious rest. It's in the pause that the nervous system reorganizes. It's in the silence that the brain creates new connections. What happens in your brain when you deliberately take a 3-minute pause? Your brain waves, which during the day are predominantly in beta, alert state, agitation, stress, begin to slow down. They enter alpha, a state of calm receptivity. It's as if the city noise diminishes and you can hear the birds again. In alpha, neuroplasticity is activated. It's the only frequency where reprogramming is possible. It's the only window where the new can be recorded over the old. The teacup metaphor helps understand this. Your mind is always full of thoughts, like a cup overflowing with old, bitter tea. You try to pour new tea, new intentions, new affirmations, but there's no space. The liquid overflows and is lost. The 3 minutes are the act of emptying the cup. It's not about adding something. It's about creating a sacred void. It's about allowing the old to settle, the dust to lower, the cloudy water to calm, and become clear. There's a myth that meditating is turning off the mind. This isn't true, nor is it necessary. You don't need to stop thinking. You need to stop reacting. In the 3 minutes, you train the muscle of observation. You sit, set a clear intention, like today I want to feel peace, or I want to connect with my inner strength. And then you simply observe thoughts arising, without judging them, without feeding them. They come like clouds in the sky. Some are dark, some are light. But you are not the cloud. You are the sky. You are the witness. And in this simple act of observing, you disidentify from the patterns. You weaken the neural connections of fear. You create space for the new. Have you noticed how easy it is to get lost in worries? How the mind loves to ruminate on the same problems, the same grievances, the same catastrophic scenarios. There's a chemical reason for this, and when you understand this chemistry, you understand why manifesting seems so difficult. The silent factor that sabotages your frequency is dependence on cheap dopamine. Dopamine is the neurotransmitter of pleasure and motivation. It's released when you achieve a goal, when you eat something tasty, when you receive good news. But it's also released in situations of stress, anticipation, and novelty. Every phone notification, every piece of gossip, every repetitive worry, every quick judgment about someone, all of this releases microdoses of dopamine that addict your brain to chaos. Your brain doesn't distinguish between a real danger and a stressful thought. When you worry, your amygdala sounds the alarm, and your adrenal glands release cortisol and adrenaline. Your body enters survival mode. Blood goes to your muscles, preparing you to fight or flee, and the prefrontal brain, the creative part, simply shuts down. You cannot create a new reality while your body believes it's being attacked by a lion. This is where neuroscience explains the law of attraction in a concrete way. Your brain has a reticular activating system, a network of neurons that filters reality based on what you instruct as important. If you live in stress, your reticular activating system only sees threats. You enter a room and only see people who might judge you. You look at your bank account and only see what's missing. You confirm all the time that the world is dangerous and your brain loves to be right. The counterintuitive truth is that you don't attract what you want. You attract what you are. And what you are is the sum of your dominant neural frequencies. If your dominant frequency is anxiety, you attract situations that generate more anxiety. If your dominant frequency is scarcity, you attract more scarcity. The 3 minutes are a chemical reset. They're a pause that interrupts the cortisol cycle and allows your nervous system to remember that you are safe. It's only when you feel safe that the door to creation opens. Greg Braden, scientist and author, speaks about the power of coherence. He teaches that your attention is your most sacred resource. The modern world is a battlefield to steal it. When you reclaim 3 minutes for yourself, you're telling the universe, my attention belongs to me, and I direct it toward my creation. Imagine your brain is a radio. Most people leave the dial on static, on worries, dramas, bad news. The 3 minutes are the conscious act of turning the dial until you find the frequency of clear music. The music was always there. You just needed to tune in. There's a fatal mistake made by almost everyone trying to manifest something. They use only the mind. They visualize, repeat affirmations, make vision boards. But intention without emotion is a command without battery. You can repeat, I am abundant all day, but if your heart is in despair, if your body is in contraction, the energy you emit is of despair, not of abundance. The HeartMath Institute, a world reference in heart research, discovered something fascinating. The heart generates an electrical field 60 times stronger than the brain, and a magnetic field 5,000 times stronger. This means the heart isn't just a pump, it's a field generator, it's a frequency transmitter. The fundamental question is your heart transmitting fear or love? Is it emitting scarcity or gratitude? Joe Dispenza teaches that the key to transformation isn't in the correct thought, but in the correct emotion. Emotion is the body's language. It's the fuel of manifestation. You can think abundance, but if your body feels poverty, your body wins. Because the body is 95% of the unconscious. The body carries the memory of all your past experiences, and it reacts to the present based on that past, unless you consciously train it to feel something new. The 3 minutes are a tool for coherence. You can't force a high emotion, but you can generate it. 1 minute to breathe deeply, calming the body. 1 minute to evoke a memory of profound gratitude, a moment when you felt loved, safe, at peace. And 1 minute to feel that gratitude expand in your chest, as if it were a golden light growing inside you. This simple exercise aligns heart rhythms, synchronizes heart and brain, and informs your nervous system that it's safe to create, safe to receive. Why does gratitude work? It's not a tactic to fool the universe. It's a neurophysiological lever. Gratitude takes the nervous system out of fight or flight mode and puts it into growth and regeneration mode. It's in regeneration mode that healing happens. It's in growth mode that opportunities appear. It's in this state that you become magnetic to what you desire. There's a beautiful spiritual metaphor for this. Imagine the heart is the needle and the brain is the fabric. Intention coming from the brain gives direction. It tells the needle where to go, but it's emotion coming from the heart that pulls the thread and materializes the embroidery. Without emotion, the needle moves, but nothing is created. The fabric remains empty. When you align heart and mind in just 3 minutes, you begin to embroider a new reality, stitch by stitch, day by day. Perhaps the greatest human fear isn't physical death, it's symbolic death. The death of the person you thought you were, the death of your oldest beliefs, the death of your identities. And that's exactly what the 3 minutes propose, a small daily death, a silent rebirth. Dr. Bruce Lipton speaks about the importance of becoming the observer of your own patterns. When you sit in silence for 3 minutes and observe your thoughts without reacting, something profound happens. You realize you are not your thoughts. You are the consciousness observing the thoughts. In that space, you disidentify from the storm. You are no longer the anxious person. You are the calm witness who knows that anxiety is just a passing cloud. Neville Goddard taught that imagination is God in action. But for imagination to create, you need to die to the old reality. You need to abandon the version of yourself that believes in lack, that believes in disease, that believes in loneliness. And this hurts. It hurts because the ego clings to the known, even if the known is suffering. The ego prefers known misery to uncertain happiness. The 3 minutes are daily training for this symbolic death. You sit, breathe, and deliberately choose to feel something new. You choose to feel whole even when alone. You choose to feel abundant even with little money. You choose to feel healthy even with body pains. This isn't denial of reality. It's training the brain and heart for a new frequency. It's teaching the body that healing is possible. It's telling the universe, I'm ready to receive the new, even without knowing how it will be. Greg Braden asks, what if the pain you feel today is the portal to the life you've always sought? What if every tear is watering the soil where your new flowers will bloom? Transformation doesn't happen despite the pain, it happens through it. Pain is the warning that something needs to die, and what needs to die is the version of you that no longer serves. In 3 daily minutes, you begin this process. You don't change your entire life at once. You change one thought, then another, then one emotion, then one reaction. Like water drops on marble, the change seems invisible until the day you look back and see the finished sculpture, the sculpture of who you always wanted to be. You began this journey carrying a tiredness that wasn't just of the body. It was the weight of decades repeating the same patterns, the same fears, the same limitations. And throughout these minutes, you discovered something essential. You are not your mind. You are the programmer. Your limits are not absolute truths. They are just outdated software, programs you inherited that can be rewritten. The key to this update isn't in great deeds. It's in the quality of your small moments of pause. It's in 3 daily minutes where you sit, breathe, and remember who you are before the world told you who you should be. 3 minutes to slow down brainwaves, to calm the nervous system, to align heart and mind, to plant new seeds in the garden of your consciousness. Dr. Bruce Lipton reminds us that when you become the observer of your patterns, you disidentify from them. In that space of 3 minutes, you are no longer the storm. You are the calm witness who knows the storm will pass. You discover there's a part of you that was never hurt, that never had fear, that never doubted. This part is your essence. It's your soul. It's your connection to the divine. Joe Dispenza teaches that these 3 daily minutes aren't just a habit, they're an act of courage. The courage to die to the person you were yesterday and give birth little by little, to the person you choose to be. It's a daily rehearsal for your new identity. It's a silent commitment to your own evolution. The final invitation isn't to do the 3 minutes. It's to be for 3 minutes. Be presence. Be consciousness. Be the creator observing their own creation. This small crack in time is the doorway to your dormant superpower. And the question that remains, echoing in the silence of your heart, is simply this: will you continue being others' dream, or will you finally wake up to dream the dream you truly desire? The answer lies in 3 minutes. 3 minutes that can change everything. 3 minutes that are the beginning of a new story. Your story, written by you, with the pen of your attention, with the ink of your emotion, with the paper of your soul. The universe is silent, waiting for you to turn the radio dial, waiting for you to change the seeds in your pocket, waiting for you to remember who you truly are. And it all begins now, in this exact moment, with one deep breath, and the conscious choice to reconnect.